Hello everyone, I'm excited to continue sharing the story of Hoài, the single mother we've met in previous episodes. Her journey is always full of challenges, love, and sacrifice. In the last episode, Hoài and Hae went into the forest to gather bamboo shoots to sell. It was just another regular trip like many others, but no one expected that today would turn out to be a fateful day. While busy picking bamboo shoots, Hoài suddenly tripped over a tree branch, causing her to lose her balance and fall to the ground. The fall wasn't too serious, but since no one was nearby to help, Hoài couldn't get up. She lay motionless in a quiet corner of the forest, surrounded by a silence that was almost terrifying. Although she didn't feel much pain, Hoài couldn't do anything except try to control the pain that was rising in her body. Meanwhile, Ha, after not finding Hoài where they had agreed to meet, started to worry and searched the entire forest. But after an unsuccessful search, he thought that perhaps Hoài had found her way back and decided to give up and return home. Ha had no idea that at that very moment, Hoài was still lying motionless, unable to help herself. The question is, will Hoài wake up and be able to save herself? Will Ha realize that she's missing and turn back in time to help her? And if Hung, Hoài close friend, knew about this, what would he do? These questions leave everyone feeling worried and curious about her situation. But the story doesn't end there. Secrets and crucial decisions will emerge in unexpected circumstances. Will Hoài be able to overcome this challenge, or will she fall into danger? Will those around her have enough courage to help? And will anyone realize the seriousness of the situation before it's too late? If you want to know what will happen next, whether Hoài can survive this accident or not, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to follow the exciting developments in this thrilling story. After a while, as the pain gradually subsided, Hoài became aware of each breath of her body, and her mind slowly started to clear. The hard fall had caused her head to hit a tree trunk, but just moments later, memories that she thought had been forgotten suddenly flooded back. She recalled the peaceful moments in the small house where she and Tony lived, happily filled with love. There were the afternoons when she teased Tony, filling the house with laughter and simple joy. Despite the difficulties in life, at least in that little home, she felt love and tranquility. Next, the image of a simple meal appeared in her mind, a meal shared with Hung and Tony. The table was only filled with vegetables and fish. But that didn't matter. What mattered more was the moment they sat together, sharing small stories with laughter ringing warmly in the modest space. Despite life's challenges, they always knew how to find joy in simple things, and she felt the appreciation Hung had for her and Tony. But soon after painful memories resurfaced, she remembered Hung's mother, the cruel woman who always meddled and tried to destroy her happiness. She could never accept Hoài, a single mother, and constantly tried to keep Hung away from her, simply because she didn't want her son to be with a woman who already had a child. The tense confrontations with her always hurt Hoài, but she couldn't do anything except stay strong and hold her ground. After a while, as the chaotic thoughts began to settle, Hoài instinctively opened her eyes as if nothing had ever happened. She sat up, tried to steady herself, and felt the silence of the forest around her. The pain had lessened, but her mind was still tangled with sad memories and worries. However, she knew she couldn't let those emotions take over. Hoài understood that she had to keep going, that she couldn't let the challenges stop her. She stood up, regained her composure, and continued her journey, knowing that many more difficulties awaited her ahead. At that moment, Ha'a had made up his mind not to leave Hoài behind in the forest, no matter what. After saying goodbye to his mother, he slung the tree branch over his shoulder and set out once again into the vast forest to find Hoài. His mother had given him many instructions before he left. She knew that Hei was worried about Hoài and didn't want him to face danger again, but she also understood that he couldn't give up. Ha continued along the familiar trail into the forest, holding the tree branch in his hand, walking through the peaceful stillness of the woods. Occasionally, he shouted, trying to get a response from Hoài, calling her name desperately. Hoài, where are you? However, in the vast space with the sound muffled by the thick trees, his calls were not enough for Hoài to hear. He seemed like a tiny spark in the middle of the dark forest. Ha couldn't stop thinking about her, about the memories they shared, about the times they faced difficulties together. He couldn't forget the image of Hoài, the single mother who remained strong and resilient despite the challenges she faced. His legs began to ache after walking for so long, but he couldn't stop. How could he give up when she was out there in the forest, needing him more than ever? He stopped for a moment, leaning against a tree, his eyes staring into the distance, trying to find some calm within himself. He wondered if she had tried to find her way back. Had she managed to stand up and continue on her own path? He couldn't leave Hoài alone in the forest when he could still do something to help. Unable to bear it any longer, Ha shouted again, his voice echoing through the forest. Hoài, where are you? This time his call seemed to drift into the vast emptiness with no response. He couldn't let that silence take over him. Ha stood up, tightening his grip on the tree branch, his eyes filled with determination. The path ahead remained rough and challenging. Though his body was exhausted, his feet swollen from walking so long, Ha didn't stop. He only had one thought in mind: to keep going, to keep searching, and never give up. He couldn't turn back now, not when Hoài was facing danger alone. Each step he took was a promise to himself, a promise that he would find her and bring her home safely. With that belief, he kept walking, never looking back. Surely he would find her, and when he did, they would face all the challenges together, just like they had done before. Ha wouldn't allow himself to fail this time. On the other side, Hoài could not let herself fail. She couldn't give up even though her heart was filled with worry and confusion. With each step, she felt exhaustion and loneliness gradually creeping in. She had to keep going even though the path was difficult. Her legs were aching and the darkness in the forest was growing thicker by the minute. Hoài started to try and call out, but her voice only echoed through the silent forest. Ha, help me. Her calls seemed almost hopeless with no response. Despair began to take hold of her heart, but then she whispered to herself that she couldn't give in now. She couldn't quit because she still had Tony, still had beliefs and hopes she couldn't leave behind. She walked a little further, but her legs ached and she couldn't move any faster. Feeling completely drained, she decided to rest for a while. She sat by the stream, gently washing her face to regain some strength. The cool water seemed to bring her some hope, helping her calm down. She stood up and continued walking, following the narrow path between the dense trees, hoping to find her way back. Along the way, Hoài suddenly spotted a wild fruit tree. She tried to climb up, picked a few fruits, and without hesitation, popped one in her mouth. The first taste was sour, but she realized that the fruit was edible. She picked a few more and put them in her bag to save for when she was hungry. Although she knew this wasn't the best option, at least it would fill her empty stomach for a while. After walking a bit more, her tired legs became a heavy burden on her body. She couldn't go on any longer, so she had to stop and rest again. Sitting down, she wondered how long she had been walking, whether Hach had found her, whether he was still in the forest looking for her. She felt lost, unsure of where she was or where to go next. Every sound in the forest startled her, and each step felt like a weight. The hunger only made everything more uncomfortable. Looking around, she noticed a palm tree nearby. With determination not to give up, she hurried toward the tree. She began cutting away the branches and leaves, trying to uncover the heart of the tree she could eat. She worked diligently under the dim light, each stroke of the knife producing a sharp sound, reminding her of her own resilience. After a long time, she finally uncovered part of the tree's heart. She cut a small piece and tasted it. Though it didn't taste good, at least it would keep her full for a while. She finished the piece she had cut, though it wasn't enough to make her feel completely full. She decided to save the remaining part in her basket, hoping that when hunger struck again, she'd have something to eat. Hoài stood up and continued walking her body. Tired, her wounds still fresh. She couldn't give up. She knew the road ahead was still long, and the deep forest might make her lose her way, but she couldn't allow herself to fail. Each step was a promise to herself, a promise that she would find a way out, that she would never give up hope.
Đi thêm một đoạn, đôi chân mỏi nhừ trở thành gánh nặng cho cơ thể. Cô không thể tiếp tục đi nữa, đành phải dừng lại nghỉ ngơi, ngồi xuống. Cô tự hỏi mình đã đi bao lâu, Diệu Hòa có tìm thấy cô không? Liệu anh có còn trong rừng tìm cô? Cô cảm thấy lạc lõng, không biết mình đang ở đâu hay phải đi đâu tiếp theo. Mọi âm thanh trong rừng đều khiến cô giật mình, mỗi bước chân đều nặng trĩu. Cơn đói càng khiến cô mọi thứ thêm khó chịu. Nhìn quanh, cô nhận thấy một cây cọ gần đó. Quyết tâm không từ bỏ, cô vội vã tiến về phía trước. Cô bắt đầu cắt tỉa cành lá, cố gắng tìm phần lõi để có thể ăn được. Cô cẩn mẫn làm việc dưới ánh sáng mờ ảo, mỗi nhát dao đều tạo ra âm thanh sắc nhọn nhắc nhở cô về sức chịu đựng của chính mình. Sau hồi lâu, cuối cùng cô cũng tìm được một phần lõi cây. Cô cắt một miếng nhỏ và nếm thử. Tuy không ngon, nhưng ít nhất nó cũng giúp cô no bụng một lúc. Cô ăn hết miếng vừa cắt. Dù vẫn chưa đủ no, cô quyết định giữ lại phần còn vào trong giỏ, hy vọng khi cơn đói ập đến, cô sẽ có gì đó để ăn. Hoài ca đứng dậy và tiếp tục bước đi. Cơ thể mệt mỏi, vết thương vẫn còn mới. Cô không thể bỏ cuộc. Cô biết con đường phía trước vẫn còn dài và khu rừng sâu có thể khiến cô lạc đường. Nhưng cô không cho phép mình thất bại. Mỗi bước chân là một lời hứa với chính mình. Một lời hứa rằng cô sẽ tìm được lối thoát, rằng cô sẽ không bao giờ từ bỏ hy vọng.